There we go. Welcome everybody to the July AMBC meeting. Looks like we got a good crowd tonight, so we're taking over the pizza table. There's plenty of seats at the pizza table. We got to get Tim and Nick to be quiet over here. Already getting in trouble. We haven't started yet. I'm Matthew Kellogg. For those of you who haven't gotten to meet me, or however I'm supposed to say that politely, I've been here forever, it seems like. But nonetheless, I'm the executive director of the Appalachian Mountain Bike Club. We've been around for 16 years, and we're thrilled to be the trail stewards for Knoxville. And we're just thrilled that you're here tonight. I'd like to start with trail reports. Who's been out riding? Russ Manning just raised his hand. Where's Russ been out riding? Sorry, we don't have a wireless mic. We're analog tonight. Dirty South. Okay. Tony, where you been?
I went down to the new Durham trails in just south of Chattanooga yesterday.
Oh, wait, which trails? Durham?
Durham Mine Trails.
Okay.
They're located right next to the Five Point Trails.
Is that Etna Mountain? No, different.
Very different.
Okay.
And they just opened up. They're right next to the Five Points, so if you like go camping, you can the canyon. It makes a lot of trail right there together.
Fantastic. So Chattanooga, 5 Points camping area.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And if you go down there, you got to do steam shovel.
Okay. Trail recommendation.
Steam shovel.
Steam shovel. Must visit trail.
Do steam shovel more than once.
Session it. Okay. Very good. Well, I can't wait to get down there because in more Chattanooga news, they're getting much closer on Walden's Ridge, from what I've heard. So September 30th, is that what it is? Okay, so that's a trail project that's been in the works for a number of years, but been held up by basically a parking lot. And so it sounds like the counties and the city have got together and got their act together on that one. So welcome, Brian Hand. So that's good news. It has been a little damp around here. It has been a little just wet in general, whether it's actual precipitation or just humidity. I know I got in a great ride yesterday up at Norris. For those who haven't been to Norris in the last while, some people write trail systems off, and I understand it, but things do change, and there are some phenomenal trails. Monty Jones is over here. Good evening, Monty Jones. Clap for Monty Jones, everybody. So, nonetheless, there are some great loops to be made out there at this point. And if I can look at Trail Forks at some point during the evening, I'll share part of the loop that I did yesterday. It was just great.
It's amazing how much Brian
Poston and Chuck Morris have been, really great hand-dug trail. The new Camp Sam reroute's great, which has been there for more than a year and a half now. But the other descent off the top is just fantastic too. Anyway, the name will come to me at some point. It starts with an S, maybe not Stardust, but Spruce. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Any other folks been riding great places? Got good trail reports? Riding boats. Hot weather requires paddling. I understand that. That's a good plan. I know we definitely had some Josh and Afton. They just came out of the Salmon. Great location. Barton, this month let's turn your blinky off. Yeah, let's do it. All right. We do not have Dave Stanley for a weather report, so I'm just going to give a blanket statement that it's going to continue to be warm. We're going to have showers. And it's going to continue for the next month. So we'll check back on that in August. Workday recap. We did not have a workday in August, believe it or not. We take the summers off, if you figure it out. Just because the summers are off doesn't mean stuff is not happening. Yeah, Warren just made mention that's not true. And Tony takes a little bit of time off in the summers, I think. Dave's shaking his head no. No more than 30 hours a month for Tony. So, but those work days will kick back up in the fall, September-ish, actually pre-fall. September we'll get going on work days. And actually, Gary in the back. Gary, you've been chopping some trees lately. I've noticed that. So Excellent. So yeah, definitely still have an army of volunteers out in addition to our staff out on the trails. So thanks to all the volunteers that make that happen. Alex Clark is still organizing all of our not only tree removal. So any emails that go to trails@ambcknox.org get sorted through Alex. They go to our trained sawyers and whoa, Aaron. So I'll pause for a moment about our trained sawyers and thank Erin for the job she's doing tonight. So Erin is new at the position of, what is this position, Erin? Online broadcasting tech. Typically, Mary Beth Tugwell does this for us. She is on vacation, so Mary Beth, it's tomorrow morning for her, but I'm sure she's watching, sure she's commenting. Not yet. So everybody text Mary Beth. But nonetheless, thank you, Erin, for I would not say picking up the slack, but taking over for Mary Beth this month. Nonetheless, trained sawyers, Alex hooks up all the down trees with trained sawyers, and they get taken care of so quickly. So if you're seeing a habitual tree down on a trail, it just means that nobody's tagged it and sent it into the email. So take a photo of it, take a screenshot on your phone, and email it to trails@ambcknox.org, and it will get taken care of. So that's the reporting system. Most everybody knows it at this point, but it's good to keep that habit going. Joyride updates. Julie's going to put her pizza down and tell us what Joyride's been up to. Yeah, you definitely need this because this is the microphone to the internet. So Joyride's been doing South Loop summer sessions.
Yes, so right now what we're working on is South Loop summer sessions, which are geared towards beginner and maybe beginner plus riders. So you're definitely not brand new, but you're definitely also not intermediate. And so it's geared towards helping you learn all the different parking lots in the South Loop. So it's a different ride every couple of weeks that starts out of a different parking lot, out and back, longer distances as the summer goes on, and we'll wrap it all up with doing a big joy ride where we do the entire South Loop. That will have some food provided by FCP is what I think they're calling it now, Fountain City Peddler. And so we're super excited about that. But the next ride that's coming up is July 31st. It was sold out because we try to keep these small, but we are going to have a second group of riders that can go out. So we do have some space left for any woman that would like to participate. You can go to ambcknox.org and click on Joyride, and you can find the calendar there. Click on the calendar link and sign up on Eventbrite. Yes, open it up today. Yes, that's okay. It doesn't hurt for me to say it twice. Yes, so if you went recently and you thought it was sold out, there is space now. So if you or you know a woman who is new to mountain biking and would like a easy, friendly way to meet other mountain bike riders of the same ability in a non-intimidating environment, then come check us out. You can't make that ride. Keep an eye on the website for more events coming in the near future.
Thank you. So I've mentioned this the last couple of months, and I'm going to keep harping on it until something changes. But Joyride is incredibly organized, and the reason that they have awesome programming is because they work on it. And so after this meeting, at the pizza table, there's going to be an after-meeting meeting. Anybody interested in coed rides or shop experiences like fix-a-flat or work on your drivetrain or suspension tuning, etc., meet at the pizza table afterwards. We're trying to get an organized group to start working on some coed programming. So it's certainly a hole that's here in the community, and we need to help fill it. Additional news category. Okay, this is hot off the presses. This happened today. There's a shortage of Nalgene water bottles in Knoxville right now. REI has zero stock with the exception of AMBC Nalgenes. So we have fully restocked REI. They can only offer AMBC Nalgenes right now. So just to let you know, if you needed a Nalgene, which, I mean, it's hot, it carries water, they're your source right now. Can't find it anywhere, they got them. I was pretty thrilled. REI's let us squat in their store for the last few years. We make 100% of the profit, 100% of the funds that are generated from that. They actually lose money because not only are they giving us space in their store, but they also give you your dividend off of those purchases. So here to our longtime supporter, REI. Special guests. We got a couple this evening. Jen is here this evening. So last month we had distinguished guest Philly D, who is the executive director of Sorba. This month, Jen Flavin is here. She is the development director for Sorba. It's a new hire position. You came on, what, 2 months ago? So, brand new position. She happens to be up at Norris camping right now. We've had a chance to chat on the phone before, but anyway, introduce yourself to Jen. Let her know what's awesome about Knoxville, and heck, we'll get her to move here. So thanks so much for coming and observing what AMBC does. This is certainly one of the things we do. The second special guest is over here on the ground. I used to work with this man, Tim Hill, and actually Nick Pavlis is with him tonight. So Tim's running for city council. Obviously, we talked last month, AMBC has voices and they need to be heard. Nick's a longtime supporter of AMBC. Make sure to talk with these folks while they're here. It's great to have politicians engaging in what we do. And so feel free to reach out to Tim and Nick after the meeting and chat more about what they're up to. Membership updates. It just seems continual. We're on like a 10% climb on membership, so I don't necessarily need to remind any of y'all to check your membership status because you guys are doing your jobs and supporting our network, and we certainly appreciate that. So this last month, AMBC has been featured in 2 different podcasts. Mr. Brian Han, wherever he's at. Oh, he's right there at the pizza table. He's ready for the post-meeting meeting, I see. Yes. Dave, have you collected his money for pizza? Oh, he's eating tacos. Gotcha. So, nonetheless, Brian was on the internet this week with the Trail Effect podcast. It was a great, it was one of many sessions that Josh did while he was in town. I think he did a 5 or 6 part series. He interviewed the mayor. He interviewed Julie, I believe. Nonetheless, great way to catch up on Knoxville stories, and I think that podcast episode is called Story Time with Brian Han. Quite entertaining. We'll pop a link to it up on our feed here on Facebook. And the other podcast we were on this month was with Zach over at Knox Brew Stories. So he has a podcast over out of the bar over there off of Market Square, and invited us over to chat. It was a good time. So I'm going to wrap up this evening with sort of our crew updates, what the crew's been up to. So we know that Mateo has departed as our AmeriCorps team member, but Dave and Warren have been hitting it hard. They spent a lot of last month in between 2 county parks, and so I.C. King and Concord, mainly the ball field property, but they worked on Callaway actually today, getting signposts in the ground and temporary signs on those posts. I think a lot of us take it for granted as far as where we're at in the woods at any given point. And for a lot of new riders, that is an impediment, not knowing where they're at in the woods and not knowing intersections and pushing through the woods. So thanks, guys, for getting out and setting those posts. They also managed more than 60 volunteers for a few days last month and got quite a bit of invasive work done, mainly in South Knoxville, although they hit I.C. King Park as well. And those guys are working not necessarily solo. They've got a lot of help from super volunteers, and I want to recognize Carter Miller over here. Head down, humble man. Carter's been coming out. It's a little bit of a, is it adult daycare? Is that what we call it? So we keep Carter out of trouble, and he helps us on the trails, which is, it's a service work program that we really appreciate, Carter. We give him a hard time just because we love him. And then Warren said Jerry's out. Also, John's been joining us quite a bit over the last couple months, and we appreciate having any volunteer help during the day. Obviously, leveraging that team's ability. Let's see here. Alex still has the need for trimming folks out and about throughout various parks. There is an incentive program, i.e. cold six-packs from Trailhead Beer Market just down the way. There's a open tab for all brush cutters down there. If you know, you know. Alex can get you the information. I mentioned thank you to our super volunteers. I mentioned our post-meeting meeting. Anybody got anything else? Oh, I've got one additional bit of exciting news. We were selected. So AmeriCorps has a Civilian Conservation Corps program. And we have applied to essentially get 8 to 12 folks for about 8 weeks here in Knoxville to tackle invasive species throughout the South Loop. It would be a ton of hours spent on trails. My estimate is upwards to, Dave's looking at me with raised eyebrows. If they can keep the clip that Dave and Warren were at, they could do about 15 miles of trail. That's corridor. That's like a 20-foot wide corridor. Pretty amazing amount of work that we could accomplish with that grant. So we've been accepted in the first tier, so now we go to a second sort of screening, and we're psyched about that. What we're going to have to do to meet that grant is actually provide some housing. And so with our new warehouse space, we've got a house that we're going to be rehabbing here in the next couple of months. And we're going to need some skill sets that I know our membership has. And so if you're handy, if you have skills, if you have access to materials, let's talk more. We're going to be doing some roofing. We're going to do some plumbing, some HVAC, some electrical. But nonetheless, we're going to be housing this group, and then we're going to turn that same house at the warehouse into income for the club. So great way to build our club, and we're a young club. We're 16 years old. We want to be like some of the other clubs here in Knoxville, you know, track club, 50 plus years. So pretty psyched about the trajectory. Wes Soward's in the back. He just took his sunglasses off to gain my attention. That man completed a great task this month. If you haven't been over to Baker Creek, the pump track was sealed last month thanks to that man's work. So as part of the city's maintenance, they were able to get over there and reseal the pump track, both of them and the jump line. So big cheer for the city on that one. Thanks so much. Any other news that we got? I know they released the date for the Hill of Truth. I don't know that date, but it's on CVTA's website. I'm a member. You should be a member too, because you can be a member of multiple Sorba clubs. With that, I'm gonna call this meeting over and the pizza table meeting about great fun rides with cohorts and people you might not even know is going to happen at the pizza table next. Brian is evacuating. Thanks so much for being here. I will not see you in August. We're going to find a fill-in. I'm looking at Randy Connor right now, and he is smiling like he does. He's such a great smiler. So I'm thinking Randy Connor and Monty Jones and Grant Barton are going to do next month's meeting. That's going to be August 28th. I'll be in lovely Idaho in the middle of nowhere, hoping that I can get some cell signal to pay attention to what's going on here. Thanks, y'all. Tip your bartender and thank them on the way out. Thanks, Southside Garage, for having us out. Cheers.